Hey choppies, the only thing behind us is growth, baby. I'm sharing opinions, not facts. Don't come for me, come with snacks. Let's dive in. Jennie's performance had a pretty noticeable balance between dancing and singing. If I had to break it down, I'd say it leaned around 60-40, with 60% of her energy going toward choreography and 40% into her vocals. That's not to say she wasn't singing live, because she was, but the backtrack definitely carried more weight than it should have, especially during songs like Soul City. That being said, she really did eat as a rapper. Her delivery was sharp and confident, and she gave off that exact cool girl energy people expect from her. The crowd clearly felt it too, because there was a huge surge of energy when she stepped forward into her rap parts. It's moments like that where Jennie reminds everyone why she's such a key part of the Blackpink brand. Her charisma is magnetic. Now, I did hear some people saying that Jennie was trying to get the crew to raise her mic volume during Soul City, which would explain the heavy reliance on the backing track. If that's the case, then it's not totally on her. Still, it did affect the vibe a bit. I wanted to feel that vocal presence more, especially in a solo stage, and in XL, it seemed like the same issue continued. The mic was just not picking up enough. I also think XL could have benefited from bringing out Do-chi. Her part would have added a fresh dynamic to the set and made the stage feel more interactive. Without that guest feature, it fell a little flat compared to what it could have been. Jennie's stage presence is still top tier, but a live feature would have really taken things to the next level. The dance break, though, that's where I was a little disappointed. It felt safe. Jennie can dance, and she has her own sleek, laid-back style, but I was expecting something a little more hard-hitting. It didn't push any boundaries or leave a lasting impression. It was more like a placeholder than a true centerpiece of the performance. Still, Jennie held her own, and the crowd loved her. She's clearly still got it. Disclaimer: before anyone runs to the comments accusing me of being a hater, please actually listen to what I said. I literally pointed out one issue that wasn't even her fault, and I acknowledge that clearly. I'm not here to tear anyone down. I'm just being honest and sharing my opinion with respect. If you're planning to leave some hateful comment, trying to drag me over a harmless critique, don't bother. I've been getting way too many of those lately, and to be real, they don't do anything. I'm just going to delete them. You're not proving a point. You're just being loud. Let's keep it respectful or keep it moving. When it comes to Lisa's solo stages, I had a lot of hope riding on them, especially since I genuinely loved her alter ego album. That entire concept she crafted, bold, unapologetic, and fierce, was everything. I was really hoping the performances would carry that same energy, that same character, starting with Elastigirl, though, I don't know. I've been waiting to learn the choreography ever since the teaser dropped, but when I finally saw it on stage, I was disappointed. It didn't feel like a full choreo piece. It felt more like a series of sultry poses and movements strung together rather than a performance built on actual dance structure. It was giving more look at me than watch me dance, and look, Lisa has the presence to pull that off, no question, but I still expected more from her as one of K-pop's most powerful dancers. I wanted harder hits, more transitions, something that matched the powerful sound of the track. Now let's get into Money. I want to clear something up here because this part seems to get twisted fast. I do love the song. I've always had a soft spot for Money, even if some people don't vibe with it. But the Coachella performance didn't feel like the same energy we've seen in past stages. And here's the thing, it wasn't even the original choreography. She was doing a lot of the same sexy motions she used in Elastigirl, which made it feel repetitive and less dynamic. Lisa's definitely capable of commanding a stage with minimal movement, but in this case, it leaned too far into being static. It didn't feel like a reinvention. It felt like a placeholder. Her outfit and confidence still gave what needed to be given, but the choreo side just didn't deliver. That contrast between how exciting the alter ego visuals and songs are versus how tame the live choreo felt made it feel disjointed. I was expecting a continuation of the album's energy, a full display of Lisa in her element, but this performance only gave glimpses of that. Now let's talk about XG. Honestly, they were the highlight of the night for me. The performance was airtight from start to finish, and they delivered in every category: vocals, stage presence, styling, and energy. There was a crispness to everything they did, and you could tell that they rehearsed down to the smallest detail. Their vocals were insane, like, genuinely impressive. Every member had their moment, and not one of them faltered. They didn't just rely on backtracks either. They were really singing, which is always refreshing to see. You could hear the effort and the technique, but it never felt forced. It was polished but still authentic. And can we talk about the outfits? XG didn't show up in your typical K-pop styling. They stayed true to their edgy, futuristic vibe, even while performing in the West. I was honestly worried they might tone things down to fit in more with Western trends. But nope, they stayed in their lane, and it paid off. The individuality of each member came through, and the styling was cohesive without being repetitive. What stood out the most, though, was the energy. The crowd was loving them, and the girls fed off that. There was this mutual connection between XG and their fans that made the performance feel really electric. It wasn't just another set. It felt like a moment, a celebration of who they are as a group and what they bring to the table. Honestly, XG is one of my favorite groups for a reason, and this performance just confirmed it. They don't have to change who they are to fit into any mold, and that's powerful. They were unapologetically themselves, and the crowd embraced it. I couldn't be prouder. And that's all. Choppies, if you disagreed, that's a you problem. I said opinions, not gospel. Until next time, stay delulu but make it tasteful.